And that brings us in with a bang here tonight for the Gears Cup Series Chase Race 5 of 10 at Darlington Raceway. The track too tough to tame. I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat, here to bring you the action here tonight on my channel. Happy to have you along with us if you're chilling out there at home, getting set and ready to rumble for the Southern 250. Again, you can watch all the playback of the Gears Cup Series on YouTube, as well as my channel, as long as they don't take me down for playing copywritten music, which I don't give a shit about. But let's move on. Chase Race 5 of 10. I'm excited, and I hope you are too. Again, tonight the schedule, looking in from the outward motion, 6 races left to crown the champion. You have Southern 250 tonight, and then a week off next week, so you all get to get some rest, enjoy time with your family, as the drivers will as well. But we will get right back at it on September 8th at Talladega Superspeedway. So 2 weeks from tonight will be the Allison Brothers Tribute 250, and there is a huge turnout expected for that. The following week, the Road Soda 100 at Road America, and then just over a month away now, the Crown Royal 200 at Homestead. Tonight is the halfway point, which means half the field that is still left in the chase. The group of 12 will be down to the group of 6. And that is a perfect segue, I would say, going into our point standings. Perrin Huggins is your leader with Mike DeWalt 26 points back. Cody Johnson up there in the top 3 with 55 points back. Nathan Fuller not here tonight and on the verge of not making the cut. That is super important to know here tonight. Sean Anderson right on that bubble. Aiden Lunn will miss the rest of the season due to other commitments, as football season has kicked off for him, and he is no longer here. So he'll be around in ways, more than one, but just not in a racing capacity. So Aiden Lunn definitely going to be out here after tonight. That gives an opportunity for Jonathan Militia, Matt Albert, Lucas Reed, Tyler Steiner, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., and Kyle Munson. The outside chance there, if you're looking at the bottom of the 11th and 12th there, but not totally undoable. Not impossible by any stretch. But again, this will drop down to 6 people or 6 drivers left in the chase. So take a look there, just another moment here before we get going and out to the track. Give you a chance to take a look, see if your favorite driver's there. Keaton Sawyers, if you're looking for the person leading the rest of the group at 13th, it is Keaton Sawyers. See what we got going on down here trackside. We'll bring you in. Taking the scenic route. Fastest dude in practice is Perrin Huggins, with Trey Holmes, Cody Johnson, and Mike DeWalt. But with this track the way it is, it's going to be tough to get around and stay green flag racing, which I was worried about coming into this. That very well is the case here tonight. Some of these drivers probably should have taken another 100 laps or so. But we are here, and we are going to handle it. Perrin Huggins, again, your fastest in practice and your leader in the chase. Again, as I've mentioned a multitude of times on this broadcast, he has had to come back from hard luck. Some of it created on his own volition, but sometimes just the wrong place, wrong time. Let's see if we can find him. Nope, can't find him. Let's take a look and see if there's Elliott Drummond. Oh, hell yeah. Elliott Drummond, 4th fastest in practice in that throwback Miller Genuine Draft Ford Mustang. And as you can see, these guys are hitting the wall, getting their Darlington stripes early in their practice cars. Again, thank goodness this is iRacing and not in real life. Some of the guys would be on to their 9th or 10th backup car at this point. But I digress. We are almost set. As you can see, under 60 seconds now until qualifying. take a peek down at the list there, see if your driver has gotten onto the track. See if they're having a good night so far with their lap times. Again, it's going to be a long evening. We got 250 miles. And while they're getting ready to go into qualifying, let's break it down here for you. So 250 miles here tonight. 184 laps. Stage breaks is at completion of lap 45. Stage 2, completion of lap 65. They're going to have one fast repair like they get every Gears Cup Series race, and 6 tire sets, including the ones they have on going to Green Flag Racing. Max fuel capacity, as always, is 50%, and cautions are always manual. We're going to do a night race here. Fixed setup is going to be Darlington, and the restarts will be in the restart zone. Jimmy Emos, thank you. My mic too big for my head. That's amazing. So please don't pull me to call. Thank you. Okay. Enjoy the race, everybody. See you guys at the end of it. I'm excited as they're jumping over to qualifying. Again, halfway home for the Gears Cup Series. An announcement poll has been put out in the Discord this week, just to see where we're at for the offseason. Taking a hard look at what we're going to run for a fun series. Threw out a couple of ideas, and some of them have stuck, so we're pretty excited about it. Hopefully, if it all comes to fruition, things will be pretty popping by the holiday season. That'll be a couple weeks after the season's over. Jimmy Emos with the follow. Thank you very much. Parent Huggins followed me 6 days ago, even though that bastard's been watching, I'm sure. BMH X-Ray followed 6 days ago as well as Redneck Firefighter 98. Black Sheep, if you're in the house, I hope to see you, man. Having a couple brewskis. I do not have all the liquid I need yet. Maybe I can make that happen during the race. Let's get out here, see if we can find a driver. Matt Albert it is, the Canadian, number 61. One of those bubble drivers with the double bubble. As I failed to mention last week, this week and last week, they are both Crown Jewel races. Next year, we hope to accrue some sort of purse for these drivers. Give them a little something extra to work on and work toward. Oh, and Matt Albert goes around on the backstretch and probably made a skid mark in his underwear. So back around he'll go. Let's try to cruise along with Elliott Drummond. See what he's got in the tank. We'll ride along with him, the gyro can. Number 2, Miller Genuine Draft. Driver has won multiple races since his debut. Elliott Drummond qualifying 4th so far. Give you a sneak peek of where we're seeing everyone. This track is wild, man, and I say that with caution because it's wild in such a bad way, in a good way. If you've driven this track, you know how much of a pain in the ass it really is. Elliott Drummond's going to qualify 3rd. Let's see who else we can ride around with. Let's see. Keaton Salyers, last year's champion. Give him some love and see where he ends up in his first time around here at Darlington. The AutoZone's Insurance 91 Toyota Camry goes down the backstretch into turn 3. Up and out of 4, he opens her up. See where Sawyers is going to end up. Crosses that line. Gonna put him 7th. As I say, that gets bumped back to 8th by Parent Huggins. There's the guy there as your points leader. One of the most intense, but one of the most coolest drivers you'll meet. See where he's going to end up here, and just crosses the line for his lap number 2. Puts him in 4th. So 4th place, Connor Rowe is going to be your pole sitter right now with a 29.27. Roughly just under half the field is qualified. So I don't know if that's by design. But hopefully, these guys know what they're doing riding around back. I see Jimmy Emos making his debut here. Looks like in the 0-2 car with us tonight. Happy to have you along, Jimmy. Got Floyd Stewart here in the house tonight. They're going to have a 3-minute warm-up before we get going and go green flag racing. Hope you all are ready to rumble. I certainly am. Been a long week at work. Glad to be home, glad to be here. I'm going to try to pull in an admin person here real quick just to test my Discord. See who I can get. Mike DeWalt, can I get a copy? Give me just a second here. I'm pressing too many buttons too fast, but I'm just trying to test out our discussion here. Can you give me a check now? Yeah, so great. So great right now. So great. It seems like every race I have to reset it, and that is a bummer and definitely time consuming. Give me one more second, dude, and let's see if we can try this one more time. I know you got a thing to do. Again, clicking too fast. Great. Well, I'll catch you later, man. We'll figure this out sometime soon. Yeah, you too, man. Thank you. Wishing us well as we're getting set to go green flag racing here shortly. For some reason, Discord and streaming applications do not like to get along when you need them to work. I'm sure anybody out there who streams understands my plight and what we go through on a nightly basis. I'm going to try one more time. Jonathan Militia, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. I got you.
All right, looks like my stuff is not working again, so I'm going to kick you back out. Thank you, sir. Have a little fun with the admin team here tonight before we get going. Not sure why we're having that issue, but hopefully we can figure that out here in due time. All right, as we're getting set to go green flag racing for the Southern 250, let's break down the grid here tonight. Connor Rowe, Mike DeWalt is going to lead us off. And Elliot Drummond and Parent Huggins in row 2. Row 3 is going to be Jeremy Beal and Jonathan Militia. In row 4 is going to be Josh Cole and Keaton Sawyers. Row 5 is going to be John Howard and Floyd Stewart. Row 6 is going to be Nick Wood and Cody Johnson. In row 7, it's going to be Sean Anderson and John Cutlip. In row 8, it's going to be Chris Parkman and Trey Holmes. In row 9, we're going to have Lucas Reed and Tyler Curley. Row 10, Justin Vandermerel and Brandon Meyer. In row 11, Matt Albert and Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. And the caboose in the 0-2, Jimmy Emos. Again, you've been joining us all season long. This race is probably the most important one of the year, obviously, for obvious reasons. I'll say obviously a bunch more times. Connor Rowe is going to lead us down. Mike DeWalt switching from Toyota to Ford tonight. You can do that in this league. We don't really care. Pace car lights are off. This will be on the flag man. Connor Rowe leading us down with Mike DeWalt, Elliott Drummond, and Perrin Huggins
Green flag,
right
green
behind.
flag.
And here we go. Green flag racing. 250 miles, 187 laps at Darlington Raceway. 1 and 2. That is going to be the sketchiest point of the evening so far. Let's go back through the field. Make sure everybody gets off. Okay, looks like so far so good. Connor Rowe out front with a car-link lead over Elliott Drummond. That Mountain Dew Cove red car is going to lead the first lap of the Southern 250. Again, if you were hanging out with us last week. Oh, Drummond getting loose. He's going to keep her straight. And we're going to stay green. Good save and good catch by everybody else. But that is going to be a huge mountain to climb for Elliott Drummond. But again, not impossible. Very encouraged by all of the good racing here so far. So good. Again, only 2 laps in. Stage 1 is completion of lap 45. Connor Rowe, Mike DeWalt, Jeremy Beal, Jonathan Militia, Josh Cole in your top 5. John Cutlip, Keaton Sawyers, Perrin Huggins, Cody Johnson, and John Howard rounding out your top 10. John Howard there in that Caterpillar throwback. Want to just give him some love here in that 78 car, looking fantastic. Brandon Meyer and Justin Vandermerel side by side there, look like 411. And that was a battle. Vandermerel pulling away now. Nick Wood on the back bumper of Brandon Meyer. The other Sharpie car on the bubble. He's got to have a good showing tonight. or it could be all over. Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. driving around in 16th currently. A guy who's trying to stay alive in the chase. But like Kyle Munson, has a long road ahead of him. Chris Parkman cruising around in 16th in that beautiful Valvoline Chevrolet Camaro. Everybody's going to the high side. Let's see the 43. Pillsbury Doughboy. Josh Cole said he ate some sushi tonight with his fiancée. Enjoying a nice 11th place run so far. Right behind him in the 9 Hooters car is Trey Holmes. Yeah, battling for 11th currently. Let's go back up front to Connor Rowe. That's about a 1.3 second lead over Mike DeWalt. He's currently second in points. Perrin Huggins, who started the race on the second row, hit the brakes hard to avoid Elliott Drummond, with a rare mistake, because let's go back to him. He's cruising around in 19th. Trying to play spoiler to both Sean Anderson and Robert Fitzpatrick. Floyd Stewart in the number 15 Napa Know-How Chevrolet making his debut, or not debut. Well, maybe, I'm not sure. I think we saw him last week, but who knows? Scrapes the wall ever so steadily, earning his stripe. Lucas Reed in the 10 car. Again tonight, a crown jewel event. Winner gets an autographed picture of Kerry Earnhardt. Jeremy Beal having a good showing so far in the Kingsford Chevrolet, in third place right now. But Jonathan Cutlip all over the rear bumper. We'll stick it right here. Cutlip, one of the bigger movers of the night, 10 spots up from where he began in 14th. And 13 of 184 in the books. Lap 45 being the first stage break. Probably a good time to kick off our first Loose and Loud segment of the evening. Wasn't sure if we were going to get to that, but we are going to do it here now. This is Loose and Loud by the Gears Cup Series. 22 of 184 laps in the books. We are going to take stage break at lap 45, but we have been green flag racing the whole way. Connor Rowe, Mike Duval, John Cutler, Perrin Huggins, and Jeremy Beal in your top 5, with Keaton Sawyers, Cody Johnson, Justin Vandermerel, Trey Holmes, and Jonathan Militia rounding out your top 10 again. As I mentioned before, this is cutoff night. So the people that really should be concerned, it's not so much Mike DeWalt and Perrin Huggins. Not at all, actually. Drivers that are on the bubble. Jonathan Militia is one of those, and he's in the top 10 right now. Another driver in that hunt. On the outside looking in is Matt Albert. Sean Anderson in the top 6, needs a good finish to stay there. Robert Fitzpatrick currently in 11th and looking to be in 20th place. And it looks like Nathan Fuller not here tonight, which puts his life in jeopardy, or not his life, but his. Whoa! Robert Fitzpatrick getting a little loose coming out of 4, but putting his spot in the cutoff, or in the chase, in jeopardy. Kyle Munson not present here tonight as well, which most certainly counts him out. But this is the man with the plan right here, Connor Rowe, in the Mountain Dew Code Red number 5 Chevrolet Camaro. Mike DeWalt is behind him. John Cutler, Perrin Huggins, and Jeremy Beal, your top 5. "20 laps to go now before the end of stage 1. Has been a caution-free race. They have gotten spread out. Again, nearly impossible to pass, but these guys have somehow made it work. Couldn't be happier about it. Looking at that 69. Finally got the banner on his car. Wishing him and his family the best. Surprised he made it here today. Has gone through some rough trials and tribulations off track, but is here and ready to go, and our thoughts are with him here tonight. Connor Rowe, Mike DeWalt still up in front. Not gonna take you up there right now. Let's take a look at a battle here. Looks like between Cody Johnson, Howard, and Parkman. Looks like Nick Wood. I think that was Nick Wood. I could be wrong, but this is Cody Johnson, John Howard, and Chris Parkman. Cody Johnson putting in some work and some distance on Militia and Trey Holmes. Excuse me, on Howard and Elliott Drummond. But Drummond's coming. Marched back after an unfortunate spin out coming out of 2, going onto the backstretch on lap 2. But the Deuce is back at it and back in 11th. Not even a quarter of the way through the race, and he is already working his way up through the field. Cody Johnson just pulls over to give him the outside lane. Going to tuck right back and behind him. And that's going to put him inside the top 10. Another battle on the track right now to look at is Trey Holmes, Keaton Sawyers, and Jonathan Militia. This is a battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Again, it's almost like you get comfortable with this track, and then the wall comes out and bites you in the ass. But everybody doing really good so far. I am pleasantly surprised. Connor Rowe has about a 1.5 lead over Mike DeWalt. Strategy will come into play, I'm sure, if it stays the way it is. John Cutliff, as we're looking at him, with Perrin Huggins back up to fourth where he began. Beautiful good wrench car. Throw back to Kevin Harvick. And I love it. Probably one of my favorite cars on the track here tonight. Again, next week we're off, so don't show up. But the week after, that's when you got to worry. Talladega, Allison Brothers Tribute. I am ecstatically excited for that. And I hope you are too. Looks like Huggins going to come into the pits. Cutliff is going to take over the lead as looks like Connor Rowe stepped into the pits as well. So these two Mustangs putting the pressure on another Mustang from going a lap down. Two Mobil 1 cars. Now two Sharpies and two Mobil 1 cars. These people need to freaking talk to each other before each race. Mobil 1's making a kill in here tonight. And Sharpie markers. Jesus. Cutliff, your leader. Justin Vandermeer has moseyed his way up into third place. Driver infamously known last week for starting the race in first gear and spinning out. It looks like Vandermeer is going to pit now. Holmes is going to stay out. So is John Cutliff. Trey Holmes in that Hooters number 9. Doing quite well, thank you. He's going to pit now as well. Cody Johnson on the backstretch. He would assume the lead. Keep you posted here as people are pitting. There's Perrin Huggins riding around in 5th. They've got a few laps to figure this out, but we're getting close to the first stage conclusion. I think people or drivers, spectators alike are surprised we have gone green flag racing this long. Me too. For the love of Pete. We've gone damn near 40 laps with only one incident that we saw. And that was Elliott Drummond on lap 2 spinning out of turn 2 onto the back stretch. Keeping it together, did not hit the wall, stayed in the middle lane. Everybody with heads up, especially Perrin Huggins. He lost some spots, but was able to maintain and keep it green. Big shout out to the drivers here for a wonderful, wonderful turnaround to this week. Charlotte, when we got Charlotte going, it was awesome. We had a great time doing it. Cody Johnson is your leader with Sean Anderson, John Cutliff, Perrin Huggins, and Connor Rowe. Your top 5, Elliott Drummond, Trey Holmes, Justin Vandermeer, Jeremy Beal, and Mike DeWalt rounding out your top 10. Johnson letting this group of cars pass. But he is your leader. He's got a 21-second lead on second place. Right along with Mr. Johnson. I have suspicion I know what he's doing. As if you can hear him cutting out his gas, as I suspected, to conserve it. He's guy's a master. And with the lead that he has, he may just win stage 1. Stage 1's so important. Honestly, I can't believe this is paying off for him, and it is. It really is. Four laps to go to the end of stage 1. As you can, if you can hear him, he is cutting his engine out to conserve that precious fuel. Letting drivers go by. 3 laps to go now. In about 13 seconds, so I don't know if this is going to work. As Cutlip is closing in on him ever so gently, making up loads of time every lap. So we're going to keep it right here.
Yellow flag is out.
And we have a caution. We have a caution. Not sure what happened here, but we have ourselves a caution. See what we can find out here. Oh, wow. Yeah, here we go. Looks like Josh Cole and John Howard. Cole goes to the inside of Howard. Took it up. Oh, wow. Let's replay that back again. That is definitely a wild thing to happen. Let's get a blimp cam shot here. Slow it down here in time. See Howard maybe get a hair loose, or did Cole move up? Let's take a look. If I can figure it out. There we go. Looks like Howard got just a touch loose. And Cole was just driving into the corner and just got tagged up. I think that was just a racing thing. I don't think there was any malicious intent in that. And Cole was just on the wrong end, trying to make a pass at a place that is hard to pass at. So let's try it one more time. Had it going in the turn. Yeah, just Howard collect him. I don't know exactly what happened. That was unfortunate. Yeah, I think Howard just got loose. Just got loose as he's trying to stay up. Yeah, and that is unfortunate. But you do get a fast repair. Hopefully everybody's good. Cody Johnson is going to win stage 1. So congratulations to them as he is inside of our pace car. Congratulations, Cody Johnson. Haven't said his name much this season, but I'm glad that I have. He's 3rd in points right now. Has 3 stage wins. Now he's going to make that number 4. So stage 1 goes to Cody. Congratulations to Cody Johnson. Grab a beverage, get ready, as we're going to re-rack and get back to stage 2 for the Gears Cup Series in the Southern 250 here on the Horseboat Channel. All right. Pace car lights are off, and you know what that means. Jeremy Beal and Connor Rowe is going to lead us off to start stage 2 for the Southern 250. Pace car drops away. This is all on the restart zone, ladies and gentlemen. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go.
Green, green,
Here's
green.
Cup Series Chase 5 of 10, stage 2. Stage 2 is a 20-lap sprint. So lap 65. Oh, DeWalt getting loose. He saves it. Wow. Connor Rowe to the outside. Taking that lead. Jeremy Beal second there, Jonathan Militia. Solid athletes. Connor Rowe, Jeremy Beal, Jonathan Militia, Elliott Drummond, and Perrin Huggins, your top 5. Matt Albert, Trey Holmes, John Cutlip, Michael DeWalt, and Justin Vandermerel rounding out your top 10. Again, glad we caught that. Again, this is a quick sprint. Laps. We're about 17 away already. Excuse me, less than 15. I can't do math. Somebody put me to bed. Talking to my wife. Looks like Elliott Drummond lagged out for a bit, and then he moved back into third. So, kind of weird, but oh well, we're here. Connor Rowe, Jonathan Militia, Jeremy Beal, Matt Albert, with John Cutlip, your top 5. Trey Holmes, Mike DeWalt, Justin Vandermerel, Chris Parkman, and Perrin Huggins rounding out your top 10. You see them all get stretched out again. Vandermerel off the wall there. Good showing for most of these guys. Big shout out to the biggest mover of the night, Matt Albert. Putting in the work. And it is paying off. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is a Southern 250, 187 laps of sweet, sweet hot action. 184, excuse me, I lied to you by 3 laps. There's some hot action as we have less than 10 laps to go, and Connor Rowe with a 4.3 second lead over this guy, Jonathan Militia, who is racing his heart out tonight. Trying to put in the work. He wants to catch him. Connor Rowe, Jonathan Militia. Yeah, like I said, he was racing with a heavy heart. I just got a message. My apologies. Distracted as always. But right behind him is Matt Albert moving up into third place, passing Jeremy Beal. Cutlip going to the inside of Beal now. Vander Morel and DeWalt watching this battle between Cutlip, Beal, and Holmes. Holmes finally passes Beal, and Trey's going to work on that here shortly. But let's watch Cutlip here and see if he can make any more moves before the end of this stage. Again, Matt Albert doing, him and Jonathan Militia both on the outside looking in, needing these precious stage points. Stay in the loop. Jonathan Militia in 7th right now. Before the race started tonight, he was 145 points back. But he's going to be able to leapfrog Aiden Lund easily if he finishes like this tonight. Matt Albert in the same boat there too. Lucas Reed, Tyler Steiner absent tonight. So is Kyle Munson, as is Nathan Fuller. So those 3 spots are proverbially gone with Lucas Reed and Robert Fitzpatrick. So it's basically who you're looking at on the bubble here tonight is Sean Anderson, Jonathan Militia, Matt Albert, Lucas Reed, and Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. Those are the 5 you really need to be focused on here tonight. Connor Rowe with a 5.5 second lead over the rest of the field, trying to put Josh Cole a lap down. Matt Albert moving into 2nd place. Looks like Militia fell back. Not sure what happened there, but Matt Albert cruising his way into 2nd. Making it look too easy. We cross the line. There will be 2 laps to go. Cutlip taking a peek. Holmes looking to the inside of Jonathan Militia. Connor Rowe taking us to the final lap of stage 2. Connor Rowe, this would be his first stage win for him. Coming across the finish line, Rowe is going to be your stage 2 winner here at Darlington Raceway.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Congratulations to Connor. Hopefully the first of many. And look at all those cars in front of him that he was waiting to dry hump into submission. Again, if you've been hanging out with us tonight, thank you so much. We appreciate you hanging out for the ride. Cody Johnson winning stage 1. And then just now, Connor Rowe winning stage 2. Again, we have about 120 laps of green flag racing to go. We see them go down pit lane. We'll watch them here if we can. See some guys staying out, trying to get some laps back. Wish they had a better pit lane camera than this bullshit. But I digress. Like Rowe is gonna edge everybody off pit road. Should probably rephrase that, but I'm not gonna, because this is a satirical channel. I'm responding to people in the comments here in the Discord and in a multitude of chats. Cat chat, where you can chat with other cats. I don't know if that's a thing. If it is, I'm terribly sorry. I was just being funny. But Connor Rowe and John Cutlip are not of the laughing kind. They are dead serious about trying to win this race here. John Cutlip has been pretty fast, sneaky fast all night long. I think you can say the same thing about Trey Holmes. Good to see a lot of the throwbacks here tonight. Seen plenty of them. And it's been exciting to be at Darlington, because it's been a minute since I've been here. Chopper cam is no fun. Neither is that. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. That's beauty in its finest. Connor Rowe and John Cutlip will be on the front row with Trey Holmes and Mike DeWalt in row 2. Mike DeWalt looking for his first championship. A lot of these guys are, as we are still in our infancy, a couple years in. We know we will have a new champion for sure. Everybody gunning for that first one. But like I said, Perrin Huggins is your leader in the point standings right now, with Mike DeWalt right behind him. Nathan Fuller, who has been a consistent driver all year long, work has called him into action. So he was unable to make it tonight, therefore putting his chase spot in jeopardy. Once we go back racing here, we will do our second Loose and Loud segment of the night. I do enjoy those, so I hope you do too. I'm sure people get tired of listening to me talk about this crown jewel race where the winner's going to get a signed photograph of Ted Musgrave. Or your pick of an autographed Bible from Morgan Shepherd. Or if you're not into that, you can eat out at an In-N-Out burger with Ryan Newman. Shit, I'd take that one. I'm not gonna lie, I would take that one in a heartbeat. I love me some Newman. Brandon Meyer and other cars will take a wave around. Connor Rowe's going to pull up. Let's reset, re-rack, and get back. Connor Rowe and Trey Holmes going to be in row 1. John Cutlip and Connor Rowe going to be row number 1. Trey Holmes and Mike DeWalt in row number 2. Jeremy Beal and Jonathan Militia going to be in row number 3. Justin Vandermerel and Chris Parkman, row number 4. Cody Johnson and Matt Albert, row number 5. With Sean Anderson and Brandon Meyer, your lead lap cars. Can I take you to the movies? Chase race 5 of 10. It is almost time to call it a night, but not quite. Recruitment race to follow afterwards.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
Ooh, Trey Holmes spun the tires. Jonathan Melissa jumped all over that action. Connor Rowe getting off nice and smooth into turn 1 and 2. Again, this is the sketchiest part of it. And there goes Holmes and Militia. Oh, stay down there, John. John. Oh, dear Lord. I don't know how that turned out to be so good. And nobody crashed out, which was great. Cutlip, Rowe, DeWalt, Justin Vandermerel, and Jeremy Beal, your top 5. See where Elliott Drummond's at. Oh, wow. Looks like he's back here with Trey Holmes. Looks like everybody survived. Jonathan Militia driving around. He is in 12th, but he is way back there. About 17 seconds back of the leaders. But Cutlip out in front with Rowe all over him. Let's see this battle for the lead. And who will leave it to Beaver? Cutlip getting loose coming out of 2. Rowe's going to take it to the limit. Let's back it up, see if there's any contact between the two. Oh, I think I saw some, gang. I think I saw some. Let's see. Oh, nope. More like net code, if you ask me. But he is out to the lead and has about a half second on Cutlip. While we were talking about that, Mike DeWalt has snuck up into 3rd. Man out of Peoria, Illinois. And driver of that 20 DeWalt Tools Ford Mustang. Biggest mover of the night right now, starting in 19th, Justin Vandermerel up to 4th. Big shout out to him. Had a good night. Let's take a look at our bubble drivers, see where they're at. Sean Anderson rolling around in 8th, as well as Matt Albert in 9th. So these two riding around in the top 10. That is awesome. Jonathan Militia on the outside looking in 12th. Perrin Huggins back in 19th. And behind him is Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. Looks like he is under fire currently from Chris Parkman. Haven't said the 15 car's name in a minute. Floyd Stewart running around in 18th. It looks like in dead last, looks like it's Josh Cole and Tyler Curley, 22nd and 23rd. Lucas Reed battling right now. Looks like he's riding around in 16th. Battling with John Howard. That 78 Caterpillar Chevrolet. Side by side, they go into the turn. They are not battling for position per se. Again, Elliott Drummond riding out 15th. Let's go back up front and see what we got here for you. Between Rowe and Cutlip. As I mentioned that, let's get into it with our Loose and Loud segment here. It's stage 3. Let's get at it, folks. we bring you back in now, lap 93 of 184 complete. Jonathan Cudlip out in front, Connor Rowe in second, Mike DeWalt in third, Jeremy Beal in fourth, Justin Vandermerel in fifth, Cody Johnson sixth, Trey Holmes seventh, Sean Anderson eighth, Matt Albert ninth, and rounding out your top 10 is Chris Parkman with Jonathan Militia on the outside looking in. Looks like he's about 12 seconds back from the last person in the top 10, which is Chris Parkman. Parkman now with Matt Albert here, fighting for position. Keith Salyers pictured there in the 91 car. Parkman almost took Albert for a ride, but laid up. Smart play by him. To back off there and race another day. He's in 10th, having a good run. Matt Albert in 9th, having a great run here at Darlington Raceway. See Beal there. Like, it looks like Elliott Drummond. That is not for position. Drummond, I think, is on a little bit of different strategy. Relatively caution-free tonight. The only two cautions we've had was one between an incident between Howard and Josh Cole, and then the other one was for the stage 2 break. So a wonderful clean race here at Darlington. I was expecting much worse. These guys really did their homework, and hats off to every one of them. I think in practice sometimes they push the cars a little too far. You see Drummond take the pits there. And you see a lot of incidents and crashes and things like that. But it's just drivers trying to see where they can put their car here under the lights. They did this during the day, it would be a lot different, I think it would be much more difficult in the daytime than it is at night. It might be a little bit more grip. But Vanderbilt to the inside now of Jeremy Beal. Like it is, with Trey Holmes jumping all over it as well. Plenty of laps to go as we're just about to reach lap 100. Again, John Cudlip, your leader, with Connor Rowe, Mike DeWalt, Justin Vandermerel, and Trey Holmes in your top 5. Jeremy Beal, Cody Johnson, Sean Albert, Sean Henderson, Matt Albert, Chris Parkman rounding out your top 10. Doesn't look like that's going to change much here very soon. Second lead on the leader, or on Connor Rowe. Got here, Mike DeWalt moving into second place now. Connor Rowe steps into fifth. Rolling around there in 8th. Sean Anderson in 7th. And got a lot of usual suspects up here. Trey Holmes back out there battling with Justin Vanderbilt. There you go. If it sounds like I'm distracted, that's because I am. I was having trouble with one of my monitors. Happily can report now have that fixed. It's always something every week. Aaron Huggins types in, had the fastest car on the track, and my internet took care of that. I backed out. That sucks. Very disappointed to hear that, Perrin. You are the points leader going into tonight. But the internet has a way of doing stupid things. Hopefully you'll be back for the recruit race. We're looking at now at Trey Holmes in 2nd. Vanderbilt hitting the wall there. Field to follow. Again, when it gets all straightened out like this and it goes caution free, as much as I love it, doesn't give me much to show you. But the racecraft here is good and pure as can be. 106 of 184 in the books. John Cutlip, your leader. Justin Vanderbilt. It looks like Cutlip is going to take the pit. Vanderbilt will come and assume the lead. But it looks like he is going to come in and pit as well. Field to follow. Johnson will not. Johnson does not oblige and will move on as your new leader. Looks like Sean Anderson in 2nd. Matt Albert there in 3rd. Oh, it looks like we almost saw Militia get collected into the wall. Getting an early Christmas present from the Candy Cane backstretch. That is Darlington Raceway. Militia now riding in 9th place inside the top 10. Again, one of those drivers on the bubble. I will not be able to report to you tonight who will be in and out, but just maybe we'll get. If you're looking for a race to tune in for next week, probably not going to happen. As far as a Cup Series race, I may host something for fun. We'll see. Those plenty drivers out there that might take the opportunity if I did a special edition race, a one-off event. We'll see. Certainly has crossed crossed my plate for Labor Day festivities. A lot of people have collectible die-cast. Maybe get their proverbial pick of the litter. For that, I don't know. Just thinking off the top of my head. We'll see. We'll see. Cody Johnson is going to give up the lead here in just a moment as Cutlip is coming around turn 2 onto the backstretch. He is in 2nd place with a 10-second lead over Vanderbilt and Beal. Closing in on the lead. And he is now officially your leader again. You've been tuning in and out tonight. You haven't missed much. A lot of good racing besides that, but mostly green flags. So, I mean, if you haven't missed much as far as incidences, but you have missed some really good battles for position. Makes this race definitely more enjoyable when it goes green. Let's hope hoping for a little bit more contention between the drivers, but hey, you get what you get. That's what a race is. But I'm sure towards the end there will be some action, as is always here in the Gears Cup Series. So far, so good for John Cutlip. Elliott Drummond moving back into 12th. Looks like Nick Wood in the 51 car. In 13th. Mike DeWalt back in 9th. Everybody having a decent run here so far. Good drivers all the way around. So John Cutlip, Jeremy Beal, Justin Van Morel, Trey Holmes, and Cody Johnson, your top 5, with Chris Parkman, Sean Anderson, Matt Albert, Mike DeWalt, and Connor Rowe rounding out your top 10. This is a battle for second here between Jeremy Beal and Justin Van Morel. And Trey Holmes right there. This is for second, third, and fourth. So far tonight, Justin Van Morel, your biggest mover, starting in 19th. He is all the way up to third and continuing that climb. For Cody Johnson, Sean Anderson, and Matt Albert, and Mike DeWalt, tonight has turned out to be a good night for them. Top 10 finishes for all 4 of those characters would mean good money going in, or being money as far as locking themselves into the chase. Matt Albert still with a little bit more work to do, but in 8th place right now, I don't think he would complain about that. Knowing him as I know him, probably very pleased with being in 8th right now. I know I would be here at Darlington. It's a difficult track, guys. I'll see about getting us post-race interviews. I can't guarantee it. Again, basically my stream operating and Discord are not getting along. They are no bueno as far as friends. They are not amigos. Speaking of amigos, want to take my wife out to eat tomorrow, I hope. Take her some Mexican food. Found this new little restaurant near where I live that is delicioso. My wife likes margaritas. Drink on, sweetheart, drink on. 118 of 184 in the bank. Jonathan Cutlip, Jeremy Beal, Justin Van Morel, with Trey Holmes and Cody Johnson, your top 5. Chris Parkman, Sean Anderson, Matt Albert, Mike DeWalt, and Connor Rowe, rounding out your top 10. All the viewers at home that are just hanging out, thank you for joining me. Again, as you can see, there's not a lot of action to be had. Everybody's pretty much spread out. Don't want to do it, but I feel like we should. I think it's time for the Loose and Loud segment. That it by yours truly. back in with some breaking news. Looks like Jonathan Militia's night is done. Toast. Goodbye. That is unfortunate for the 69 Coors car. Got into some trouble early on, never able to recover. You know, maybe next week we get you on the channel and you just hang out with me if that doesn't work out for you. Glad to see you putting on a show here tonight and doing the best you can. John Cutlip, Justin Vandermerel, Trey Holmes, Jeremy Beal, and Cody Johnson in your top 5, with Chris Parkman, Sean Anderson, Matt Albert, Mike DeWalt, and Connor Rowe rounding out your top 10. 133 laps of 184 completed. John Cutlip still out front. Hope you're having a good Friday night. I know I am. Militia, maybe take a moment there, grab a brew, have a seat, and enjoy the rest of the show. Apologize, you have to watch it, but you can watch John Cutlip put a 15-second gap on Justin Vandermerel in the rest of the Gears Cup Series, as Cutlip has taken the rest of the group out to the shed. We are finding out what true pain feels like right now. Update on our football star Aiden Lund, who drives the 3 car. 110 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight for his crew. Congratulations. Hopefully they won the game. Didn't know if they won the game yet, but he has. Congratulations. John Cutlip, Justin Vandermerel, Trey Holmes, Jeremy Beal, Cody Johnson, your top 5. Chris Parkman, Sean Anderson, Matt Albert, Mike DeWalt, and Connor Rowe rounding out your top 10. Elliot Drummond battling back to 11th, but that looks like it's as good as he's going to get. About 50 laps to go, just under. This is a battle for second place and probably the only real close battle on the track, so we're going to keep it right here. Looks like Robert Fitzpatrick is going to come into the frame. Hopefully he does not affect this in a negative way. He will not. Good for Mr. Fitzpatrick and his Black Widow 48 Chevrolet. Holmes riding the rim like Ross Chastain, except way more ridiculously. Giving it a little kiss rather than riding it in purposely. Darlington will do that to you. If you're just joining us, hello, welcome to the Casa de la Horseboat for the Gears Cup Series on Twitch.tv. Looks like he got 34-6 win, Aiden London. Good, congratulations to him. That's fantastico. Not much movement in the top 10 if you're reading the ticker right now. Because of the green flag non-stop action tonight, you'll see more people than usual. A lapper so down, a lap or more down. That should all come out in the wash. Take a look at a driver who we haven't spoken much of. Looks like 67 was supposed to be the 02, but that's all right. And Jimmy Emos making his debut. Again, 16th out of the 23 that are shown here tonight. So far, so good. Thank you, Jimmy, for joining the Gears Cup Series. See, Robert Fitzpatrick started in 22nd up to 14th, and this is the kind of guy that we talk about him. He may not seem like a name where people think he's a contender or he can win a race, because he hasn't yet. But the thing is, he's always around. He's always sticking around. He is finishing races. The last couple weeks, he's gotten himself caught up in a little bit of trouble. I've gotten a warning for reckless driving. But some of these tracks are very much a challenge. And some tracks you're good at and some tracks you're not. Regardless of that, Fitzpatrick has shown up and done work to put himself in the position. Yes, he is on the bubble tonight. Odds are very much against him and a few of his peers at the bottom of that chase list, but he made the chase. I think in the beginning of the season, if anybody picked Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. to make the chase, and there was Vegas bet lines on that, you'd be a rich man right now because everybody counted him out. But mega props to Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. and pulling the hat out of the magic rabbit out of the hat and putting everybody on notice. It's not about how flashy you are. It's not about how aggressive you are. It's about finishing with consistency. And that's what he was able to do. Not lately. As I'm talking about him, he gets a little loose. And we're going to move on so I don't screw him up any more than I already have. Jeremy Beal in the pits. Cody Johnson now bumping up into fourth. Trey Holmes up into second. That's another person I want to talk about. Trey Holmes. He's been in and out of the lineup. Looks like he is going to pit now. So is Van Burrell. Both relatively new to this series, but great competitive drivers. Couldn't ask for anything better than that. Sean Anderson, who's going to benefit from this pit cycle here right now, up into fifth place and moving up a little bit more as he passes people that are in pit lane up into second. Sean Anderson has come from the NASCAR Heat 5 days over on console and has turned iRacing into something that he's very, very good at. Console racing it wasn't just a flash of greatness on console. He is a very good driver and somebody who is also one of those people that you may not pick him right away, but he is consistent. He shows up every week. He puts down his lap times. He stays out of trouble generally. But again, you're going to run into someone or come across someone over the course of a season. It's inevitable. I think we all know that. Announcer's jinx incoming. Shut the hell up, Tyler. I don't want to hear it. But I will pin that for you being an asshole. Joking aside, 146, just under the 40 lap to go mark. Cody Johnson is your leader. Sean Anderson is second. Matt Albert third. John Cuplip fourth. Trey Holmes in fifth. Justin Vandermerel, Jeremy Beal, Chris Parkman, Mike DeWalt, and Connor Rowe rounding out your top 10. If you're just joining us here tonight, we've only had two cautions. One just before the end of stage one, where Josh Cole and John Howard and Josh Cole getting into it in the turn 3. It was a racing deal, nothing malicious from what I could see. And then the second caution of the night was the stage 2 caution. So only one unscheduled caution here tonight. Been a relatively quiet race. And I think a race that I think we've been waiting for here for a while. We do have the quality drivers here in this field. And with Darlington, it really shows, it shows who can race and who really cannot. Again, you're going to have your strong suits at tracks. There's no doubt about that. You're gonna have your strong qualities. I think a lot of people generally, newer drivers, amateur drivers to intermediates, they're good at the super speedways and can hang with anybody else that is very well equipped to drive. But it's those little nuances, those things that you don't know. It's pit strategy. It's partnering up towards the end or where you want to be towards the end. Mile and a half. Again, pit strategy comes into play. Braking points. A lot of different things that a lot of different drivers can do, and they showcase that all throughout the season. You see where some drivers excel at and where some drivers do not. But overall, you see the usual suspects sort of climb near the top. John Cutlip, Trey Holmes, Justin Vandermerel, Cody Johnson, your top 5 with Chris Parkman, Sean Anderson, Matt Albert, Mike DeWalt, Connor Rowe rounding out your top 10. And now, don't take my word for it because I'm not a pro by any stretch. I'm not sure what's going on here with the Connectione. Looks like we're okay now. Yeah, didn't need to get all soapboxy. Jonathan Cutlip, Trey Holmes, Justin Vandermerel, Jeremy Beal, and Chris Parkman, your top 5. Let's give Chris Parkman a shot out here. That is a beautiful Valvoline car. I think that's one of my, if I had a vote for favorite cars, that would be right there, 1 and 2. Again, Valvoline famously driven by Mark Martin in the 6th car with his Ford Thunderbird back in the 90s. And then the Ford Taurus design, which was super cool. One of my all-time favorite schemes. It's a classic. Jeremy Beal, apparently all about the essentials. Charcoal, toilet paper, baked beans, and soap. All you need is a Smithfield tag somewhere and you'll be straight, man. For sure. 154 of 184. Next time by will be 30 laps to go. Looks like Fitzpatrick's pulling over, letting the leader by. You really have to be impressed by what Cutlip has been able to bring to the table. Connor Rowe dominated in the beginning, winning stage 2. Cody Johnson winning stage 1. Cutlip should have probably won stage 1, but I don't think he would have caught Cody Johnson, as Cody Johnson was turning off his engine to conserve fuel, and it was doing a hell of a job. Great strategy. But that caution came out and it kind of changed things. But ever since then, Cutlip has climbed back up to the top and hasn't been knocked off his spot for at least a good 24 laps or so. Again, we have less than 30 laps to go. He has a 20-second lead on the rest of the field, or place number 2, which would be Trey Holmes. Justin Vandermerel about a second and a half back in third there. Mike DeWalt looks like he is a lap down. Jeremy Beal, Chris Parkman, a couple seconds back of each other. Again, pit strategy is coming into play, and I like it. I don't know who's going to pan out. I cannot make that call. But it's going to be a hell of a finish here. And we're going to find out real soon who's going to rise and be the cream of the crop. The cream of the crop. Clayton, we did not make a recruitment race decision yet. So you're going to have to hold on to your tighty whities. Again, we are human. We had things going on here today and distractions. Recruitment race location generally isn't something that we're totally concerned with as far as getting that information out there. If you got the track, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. I know you like to participate, but again, we don't really have that in mind, at least tonight. Usually we do, but not tonight. But I'm sure we'll do something, and I'm sure you'll probably have it. John Cutlip, Trey Holmes, Justin Vandermerel, Jeremy Beal, and Chris Parkman, your top 5, with Cody Johnson, Sean Anderson, Mike DeWalt, Matt Albert, and Connor Rowe rounding out your top 10. Again, Jonathan Militia and Perrin Huggins Chase hopes take a hit tonight, but Parent Huggins is your leader, so that isn't as bad. But Jonathan Militia, that basically seals the deal on his night. Although there may be an outside chance due to a couple people absent. Lucas Reed as well. He's in the chase, but his chase hopes are likely dead. It looks like he is out and finishing 20th so far. Looks like. So big ups for Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. driving around at 14th. He just needs to finish, and he's got an outside shot. I don't think he's going to make it, but there definitely is a shot there. The next person above him in 9th place is Matt Albert in the Sharpie car. 24 laps to go. Above him is going to be Mike DeWald, who's currently 2nd in points. That certainly may change with a good finish here tonight. Cruising around in 8th. Sean Anderson, another one of those in the chase, in 7th right now, having a fantastic run. One of his best positions here at Darlington all day. Cody Johnson, another Gears Cup Series contender for the chase. He's riding around in 6th. And Cutlip now. Looks like Parkman and Beal are battling. And Cutlip may have to sit there for a second and let them do their thing. Before I let you go tonight, let's do one more loose and loud on the Casa de los Horse Boat.